Imagine a land where ancient ruins whisper tales of the past, a country that stands as an oasis of peace in a tumultuous region. Welcome to Jordan, a kingdom of contrasts, where history meets modernity and diverse cultures coexist harmoniously. But before we delve into this captivating journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more intriguing content. In recent years, Jews have even arrived in the region, and the region has become more vibrant. The Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, officially known as the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, is a place in the Middle East where ethnically diverse people live in peace. Indeed, this land is located around places that are sacred to Muslims and Jews. In fact, it is one of the few Arab countries that pursues a peaceful policy with Israel, compared to countries like Lebanon, which is right next door. This country is perhaps one of the safest places to visit in the Middle East, and the famous ancient city of Petra is right here. There is a kingdom in the heart of the Middle East, a country that has been inhabited for generations by Arabs, Turks, Turkmen, and other communities. This is Jordan, an Arab country where the literacy rate is a whopping 92%, which is enlightening compared to other Middle Eastern countries. It is geographically neighboring Syria to the north, Iraq to the northeast, Saudi Arabia to the east, and Israel to the west. The land area of the country covers an area of 89,000 square kilometers. In this sense, it is possible to say that Jordan does not have a very large territory. They have a population of more than 11 million people in these lands. When we take a look at their map from the top, we can say that they have a very different borderline. In fact, if we rotate the map a little bit, the borders of the country look almost like a pistol is tilted from the top. In fact, the top of the map looks like it was cut with a ruler, and it is straight. I guess not much work was done on the map when the borders were drawn at the time of independence. Amman, the capital of this Middle Eastern country, is located in the northwest of Jordan and is the main city where life in the country flows. But there is no beach in the capital of the country for people to go to. There is a sea near Amman, but this sea is known as the Dead Sea, as its name suggests. Another name, Dead Sea, has taken its name. Since this sea with a view of Jerusalem contains more salt than normal, no living creature lives here. If you want to go to Jordan and swim in a proper sea, you need to head towards the southernmost part of the country. They have a city called Aqaba in the southernmost part of the country, and this is the only city in Jordan that has a real seashore. People can swim here, but the coastline is quite small, so swimming is not the primary purpose of tourists coming to Jordan. In fact, this sea is the Red Sea between Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. You don't need a visa to visit this touristy Arab country. You can easily enter without a visa for up to 90 days. Once you set foot in Amman International Airport, you can drive 45 minutes to the city center and enjoy the country. Jordan uses the Jordanian dinar as its currency, and you should convert your money to dinar while you are there. The money of these people is very valuable. Today, one Jordanian dinar is equivalent to $1.5 American. Despite the value of their money, the minimum wage in the country is lower than in many other countries. For example, in 2023, the minimum wage in Jordan is $360 in dollars. For an Arab country, these amounts are really low. Compared to other Arab countries, Jordan has no oil production activity, which is why they are considered one of the most economically backward countries in the Middle East. Because other Arab countries today are dancing with their oil money, Jordan's economy is based on agriculture and tourism. It is precisely for this reason that Jordan has a warmer attitude towards tourists. Because every foreign currency coming from them is worth gold for the country. For example, these lands have been under the influence of various states throughout history, such as Assyria, Babylonia, Persia, and the Romans, which left many artifacts. In the 16th century, it was even an Ottoman state. After the First World War, the British took over the land and controlled Jordan until 1926. After 1946, the country became a kingdom. Today, Abdullah II is the head of Jordan. After him, his heir Prince Hussein will take over. In other words, there is no concept of democracy in the country, and people who choose to live here have no right to voice their dissatisfaction with those who rule the country. The kingdom is governed by a parliament, but the government is in the hands of the royalty. But if you are going to skim the cream of the country and come back, places like the ancient city of Petra can make you feel like you're in a movie scene. Petra is actually a Greek name. The Arabs call it Rechem. The history of this place goes back so far that it is assumed to date back to 400 BC. It is thought to have been built by the Nabatean civilization of that time. Judging by the reliefs and carvings in Petra, there is no denying that this civilization had great architectural skills. But the city, which had been the capital of this society for many years, lost its former splendor when it fell to the Romans and became a refuge for desert Bedouins. Today, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Despite the 2,500 years that have passed, it is still standing. And for this reason, one of the first stops of everyone who goes to Jordan is to go to Petra and explore the ancient ruins there. If you go there, you will see the tombs of ancient Arab kings and even amphitheaters from the Romans around the ancient city. The amazing thing is that Petra is still not 100% explored. It is claimed that 70% of it is still underground and open to excavation. Jordan is also home to deserts made of rocks. They call it the Wadi Rum Desert. Those who go there to see Petra will definitely take a walk on this red desert, which has a different soil structure. As there are no signs of life around this desert, it is thought that it was once a transit point for trade routes between Asia and Europe. Today, desert Arabs who don't want to live in cities raise camels and Arab tents around this valley and live a modest life there. If you are a guest in one of their tents, they will surely offer you lavash bread and tea with milk. If you want to ride a camel, they may expect you to pay a few dollars. My advice to you is this. If you go to Jordan, make sure you have a camera with good photography skills. There are so many artifacts from different civilizations in the country that you will constantly want to take pictures or be photographed as you travel around the country. What about the city life in Jordan? Since this is a Middle Eastern country, this time of the year is simply too hot, my friends. The streets are humid and it can easily reach 40 degrees Celsius. Local women dress closed and their heads are covered. There is no obligation to wear a chador. However, you can also see women in chador on the streets. Women coming from outside don't have to cover their heads, but you better not dress too revealing. Men, on the other hand, are far from dressing according to an Arab tradition and wear more Western modern clothes. However, even in the summer, men are a bit hesitant to wear shorts. There is a shop on almost every corner of the capital. Amman and the vast majority of the people here are involved in commerce. Some sell coffee, some sell souvenirs, some run restaurants. The country is an Arab country, and all the signs and writings you will see in the bazaar will be in Arabic. But you can easily explain your problem by speaking English. Because education is very important in the country and people have to learn English for their jobs. In terms of ethnicity, it is said that half of this country is Palestinian. Because of Israel's oppression on Palestine, Palestinians migrated to Jordan and built a new life from scratch here. The squares in Amman are really lively and give you the feeling of a living city. Also, you will not encounter any problem in terms of trust here. There are plenty of jewelry shops in the historical bazaars of the city, and the streets are really clean. The buildings in the squares are shades of white and cream, as in Arab countries. Therefore, you are unlikely to see buildings in vibrant colors such as green, orange, and red in Jordan. People eat street food called falafel for breakfast. These falafel patties are also sold as sandwiches, and you can put any kind of side dish you prefer. Although salaries are low in the country, you can eat a good sandwich in Jordan for $1. However, the concept of public transportation is weak and complicated. For this reason, people who come here from abroad rent a car to travel around the capital. There are big markets in the city on Fridays, and people do not work that day. Because in Arab countries, the week vacation is on Fridays, not Sundays. In general, the center of Amman has a calm and quiet atmosphere. There is no honking of horns on the roads, and the streets usually smell of coffee and food. Even though the nights are lively in terms of entertainment, the flow of life is the same as during the day. People walk from place to place, visit shops, and have a bite to eat or spend time in shisha cafes. Other than that, Western-style entertainment is hard to find here. There is a street in the capital called Rainbow, and this is the lively area with cafes and musicians. In the cafes, they can give you sweetened tea without asking you. Local people are warm towards outsiders. There's also a kunafa culture in the country, and you can see long queues in the famous kunafa shops in the capital Amman. For dinner, hummus and meat are eaten together. In this country, if you order a meat dish, hummus comes with it. For those who don't know, hummus is a Middle Eastern appetizer specific to Arab countries. It contains ingredients such as cumin, red pepper, chickpeas, and olive oil. As for red meat, they prefer mutton more. Celebrities, the biggest reason why Jordan is such a quiet, calm country, and therefore not at the forefront of the world agenda, is that it does not have oil reserves. Of course, the lack of chaos and safety in this country is directly related to a stable government. Therefore, the Jordanian king should be given their due in this regard. The fact that most of the tourists coming to the country are from Western countries shows that people have no reservations about coming to this country. To summarize, Jordan is a safe Arab country where you can find a lot of cultural and historical details, but in terms of daily life, it does not promise you many unique experiences. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Jordan. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more captivating content. Stay tuned for our next adventure. Goodbye.